Hey, how's it going? I decided to talk about psychology today because many people have told me that I am in dire need of therapy. For instance, I have been called bipolar or maybe a narcissist or anxious person. And I just decided to do some research on the topic, and I found out that the first official psychologist was, as you might know, his name was Sigmund Freud, and he was addicted to a bunch of drugs, I think cocaine for the most part, and he also prescribed cocaine to one of his patients who actually died as a result of that substance. And another famous psychologist is Erich Fromm, who was believing a bunch of spiritual stuff regarding the subconscious, and basically the stuff that you cannot scientifically prove of. You know, he couldn't really give any kind of substantial evidence regarding his claims. So my point is that when you're dealing with psychologists or psychologists, you're dealing with basically a bunch of people who want to control you and want to manipulate you and want to tell you what to say and what to think and how to feel and how not to feel, and they're doing a bunch of cognitive therapy, and the only person who is benefiting out of it is the therapist, because they're winning and they're getting influence over your life, and also they're winning financially, and they're gaining a lot of money as a result of the therapy, and you're losing money. And I think that sure, let's say a typical narcissist would be a person who is in love with himself, and I think every one of us has moments of their life when they're in love with themselves in a healthy way. And I think that we all have different aspects of our lives, different blind spots, and sometimes we might feel overly confident, and it's not a big issue. I think that everybody is spoiled a little bit. Everybody wants to act like a child sometimes, but that doesn't mean that these things exist. I mean, the first psychologist maybe saw someone who was overly confident, and he decided to label them as a narcissist based on some ancient Greek mythological tale, and the hero of this tale was called checking his reflection, and he fell in love with himself, staring at himself, and basically staring at his reflection. And also he fell in love with a nymph, and she was repeating everything he said basically. So yeah, it's just a bunch of like mythology, and of course you can meet certain people who are in love with themselves, but everybody is in love with themselves if they're honest. Otherwise they'll be let's say enslaved somewhere, or maybe in a toxic relationship, or maybe even commit suicide. So don't believe psychologists. psychologists. Don't believe coaches, just believe the Bible, and believe and follow your gut. I mean, if someone is laughing all the time, and if someone is giddy, or if someone is making inappropriate jokes without labeling them as a narcissist or as a control freak, you just need to find a better friend and find a new social media. Okay, thank you for understanding, and thank you for watching this, and have a nice rest of your have a nice day, I guess. Have a nice whatever you want to have. See you.